This is Skeetout, and today I'm going to be showing him how to Forsaken.
Hi guys.
So to start off, what survivor do you want to learn how to use?
One of the ones,
Which ones do you have?
I think the best one I have is like half.
Okay, I'll show you how to tap then.
Tasty.
Alright, then choose what Oofer you want to use.
Slasher's the only one I have.
Alright, so we'll head into a match. Alright, so pretty much you have two abilities, the Tripwire and the Subspace Trip Mine. With the Tripwire, it will slow down the Oofer, and so you want to put this in spots where they're going to be going often. So like, they're going to be going up here pretty often. Yeah, so that's a pretty good Tripwire spot, but they can also just walk over here to avoid it. But pretty much you just put it like farther in, and then you can like go on up here, and also at this drop off is a pretty good spot. And let me actually give us speed. Yeah, don't mind the announcement. Anyway, then if you come over this way, you're gonna be coming in this door pretty often, so this is a pretty good tripwire spot.
Okay.
And then over at these stairs, you can trap the top of it, and you could also trap this drop off. But the Oofer can also disable tripwires with just an M1 because they barely have any health, so they aren't super useful sometimes, but the subspace trip mine can be very useful.
Duly noted.
Because pretty much the subspace trip mine will make their screen pink and move their camera a bunch to a corner pretty much, and it'll also give them helpless, and that stuff lasts 5 seconds. So pretty much they can't do anything for 5 seconds. Cooldown on the subspace is much longer, and it explodes automatically, and so you can have one down and then get a second one down for like 10 seconds, and then the first one will explode. But you pretty much want to put that key spots and places where they won't notice it. So like this little corner here, if the generator spawns you, you can throw a subspace into this corner, and then they'll be coming up here and just it'll randomly explode.
Boom boom.
Yeah, and even if the generator isn't here, it could still work, but the generator kind of hides it because it won't be highlighted for them because you can see your teammates' stuff. Yeah, just like that. So then another good spot is in this corner, and then you can also put them over here. And so like if you put it right around the corner, then they won't be able to see it. So like,
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, but I guess the stairs kind of make it fall down a bit, but if you can get it like that, then it can be pretty good. Or you could put it on the ledge, and so then it'll just explode as they're walking up and they won't see it. And also behind this tree. And yeah, those are pretty much the best spots to put stuff on this map. And pretty much you just want to put your stuff wherever it seems like people are going often. Like these big areas are common spots. This is great. Yeah. Now we get into general stuff, which will start off with stamina management. Pretty much, you see your stamina in the bottom left. You lose 10 per second, you gain 10 per second. Once you stop sprinting, you don't gain any for 10 seconds, but if you run out, you don't gain any for 3 seconds. As the Oofer, it's a little bit different, but it's pretty much the same. So pretty much when you're being chased, when they stop sprinting, you want to stop sprinting. So then you can replenish stamina as they're gaining stamina. And always make sure that you don't sprint as soon as they're coming towards you. Wait till they get a little bit closer, but you still have the lead. These are very loud subspaces.
Oh goodness. Do you think
I think it might have been too many. Yeah, you pretty much want to always have a stamina lead on them since they start with 10 more stamina than you. If you only start sprinting once they get closer and then stop sprinting when they stop sprinting, then you can always have a stamina lead. And so that's pretty much it for stamina management. But then there's looping, where you pretty much want to mainly go to these big structures. So pretty much you can like come up here and drop down and then go over here, come back up, and so pretty much what you want to do is never go in first person or shift lock while looping, and cut the corners as tight as you can, but don't run into the wall. And apply the same things for stamina management, and you can gain consistent leads. And then to counter loop, you pretty much just want to keep taking the turns tight to catch up to them.
Yeah.
And when you're looping, you don't want to find something small because you can get what's called double back, and they'll start going the other direction and they'll get closer to you. So like looping around this rock isn't gonna do too well because you can be running this way and then they start going the other way and catch up to you. And also if it's flat ground, then pretty much all the Oofers have some ability that can take care of you. So this has a lot of elevation, and also straight lines is the main thing. Yeah, that's the basics on all that. And then pretty much the last thing is juking, where when you're being chased, you predict when they're gonna swing and you just go to a different direction, or you can bait them by start going one direction then go a different direction. And yeah,
I see.
Now, I will make myself into the Oofer, and we'll see how you implement this stuff.
I'm kinda nervy, guys.
Alright, we have a different map here. I'll give you like 30 seconds to get prepared with your stuff. Also, I turned on cooldowns, so yeah.
Shot.
Also, don't mind the fact that my slasher skin is 6'7".
Okay, buddy.
Alright, and I'll start coming for you. Ooh, that was good subspace placement. You can sometimes throw subspaces while you're moving. It slows you down, but not too much. So you want to have a lead while doing it. Otherwise, the Oofer can do that. But there, the subspace got me, and so now you're going to start getting the lead. Oh yeah, those only the Oofer can go through. Well, you died, but that was pretty good for, like, only playing, like, a couple matches of this game. Then we'll quickly go over how to play as the Oofer.
Wow.
So pretty much, as Slasher, you have 4 different abilities. Your Slash does 20 damage, but it applies Bleed, which will do 2 damage every second for 4 seconds, so it does a total of 28 damage. So that's a pretty good M1, but when you land another M1, it doesn't stack the Bleed, so it won't always be doing 28. Then Behead does 20 damage, gives you slowness for 2 seconds if you miss it, but if you hit a survivor, it'll give them helpless for 12 seconds, so it can be really useful against Sentinels. So 2-time Guest, Shibletski, Jando, and pretty much anyone that has a stun is what a Sentinel is. And with the recent Guest changes, Guest can only block M1s, so you can use your other abilities on them, like Behead, and then you have 12 seconds of just free hitting them. To bait out Guest blocks, you pretty much just run at them and act like you're gonna hit them, or you can use an ability that kind of looks like an M1, like Behead. And then Behead also does do a bit of a lunge, so then you have Gashing Wound. It completely stops you in place, so you only want to do it when a survivor is at a generator or something. But if you land it, it'll do 50 damage, so it can be really good. But it's really punishing if you miss. Like if a Sentinel misses their stun, you can use this to punish them. Then you have Raging Pace, which makes you faster than walking, but slower than sprinting. And pretty much it will highlight the nearest survivor and slowly drain your stamina, but it can be really useful if you are getting low on stamina. You can sprint until you have like 5 stamina left, then use Raging Pace. Then once you get around 80 stamina, you press M1 to get out of Raging Pace. It'll lunge you forward, and don't sprint while you're lunging forward, and then you just have 110 stamina, and you have more stamina than them. And then Raging Pace is actually really powerful because it enhances all your abilities. I can't remember the exact stats. I'm pretty sure it's like 30 damage for Slash, 30 damage for Behead. It does 70 damage for Gashing Wound. And then it, of course, adds the lunge to M1. Yeah, then you have the counter looping by just pretty much looping while chasing, and you can try and predict stuns, blocks, and jukes. Now we'll see how you are in a match as the Oofer. And I'll equip a character that you're probably going to be seeing a lot.
Okay.
Alright, and come for me whenever you're ready.
Where are you?
You can use the Raging Pace to find me if you need to. Nice. And when you're in Raging Pace, you don't really want to try to... Yeah, there's a bait. You don't want to make sure you can land a lunge with your M1. You pretty much just use your main ability whenever you reach 80 stamina.
I see.
Ooh, you trapped me. I'll give myself bonus 2. I don't just loop you the entire time. Yeah, what I'm doing here is juking your abilities. Also, another thing I forgot to mention about Raging Pace, it makes you immune to stuns. So when you think someone's about to stun you, you can use Raging Pace and then punch them with a Gashing Wound and do 70 damage.
Very nice.
And so now, since you've lost me, I can use my fried chicken, and over time I will heal, and I'll get back to max HP. Ooh, I missed my flash there. I'll go up to bonus 3. Yeah, so this is pretty much the experience you're gonna go through when you face a 16-day player. Ooh, you've double backed me. Ooh, I missed. Yeah, people who are emoting most likely won't be able to be punished because they're most likely just trolling. Yeah, he took advantage of the small loop there by double backing me. Nice. So, I think you've got the basics of the game down.
Yeah.
If you practice the game, you can definitely get pro. And the LMS normally is like a minute 20 seconds, so you want to try and save a mid player for LMS, so then you have an easier LMS, since the timer can either go up or down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you now have the basic stuff for second down.
Yay!
And practicing, you can definitely get very good at the game. So yeah, do you have anything you'd like to say to the Doge Boy audience?
Yummy, you know?
Yeah, that about sums up the entire video.
Yeah.
Well, see you guys in the next video. Bye.